If the rest of the world was like John Gray, we would have no problems. So this year, we have a very worthy recipient, and I am proud to tell you about James Manning. James is a PhD candidate in civil and environmental engineering at Carnegie Mellon University. Now, let's be clear. You don't get into that school because you're on the rowing team and somebody bought your way in. Okay? Doesn't happen. James has a 3.9 grade point average. He's very interested in understanding how we can get clean water to people in need using microgrids. How can we help others? That's what he's about. James is a commissioned officer in the military. He traveled all over the world and is a part of that, helping others. It's his dream. He wants to become a part of a research institute where we can find sustainable ways to bring power and water to people in need, people that don't have it, something we totally take for granted, and is so desperate for ensuring that you have any quality of life and any length of life. So it is with a great deal of pride that I get to represent John Gray and introduce you to James Manning. James, come on up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am incredibly honored to be here this evening. I'm particularly appreciative of the International District Energy Association for providing me with the funds through the John Gray Scholarship to continue with my research endeavors. I would like to thank my advisors at Carnegie Mellon University, Professor Kelvin Gregory from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, and Professor Paulina Yaramillo from the Department of Engineering and Public Policy. I would like to thank Sustainable Water for sponsoring my attendance at this year's conference. I would obviously like to thank the International District Energy Association. And last but definitely not least, I would like to thank John Gray and his surviving family members for this great opportunity. Over the last several days, I've had the opportunity to witness both district energy and microgrids and all of the benefits and successes that they've had. But all of these instances have focused on large urban areas with dense populations. But I think there's tremendous opportunity in providing for underserved rural communities in the developing world, such as sub-Saharan Africa and Latin America. I think as a world, we're making great progress. The United Nations Millennium Development Goals report that was released in 2015 stated that 5 years ahead of schedule, we were able to have the number of people in the world that lacked access to drinking water. So that was approximately 2.6 billion people. Unfortunately, we still have approximately 2 billion people in the world that do not have access to improved sanitation facilities. That is where my research interests lie. I'm looking at developing a model that creates a water purification and distribution system that is integrated with the microgrid system within a single commingled structure. This structure will be able to provide these rural communities with their basic fundamental water and electricity needs. Once they have these basic building blocks, their economic and technological advancement will no longer be stymied. That is my vision of the future, and once again, I would like to thank all of you here tonight, because without you and without this organization and without your funding, we would not be able to ameliorate the world through technological advancement and poverty alleviation. Thank you.